Howdy St. Martin's community, this is Cale Moffett in the library. Had a couple questions lately about call numbers, so I thought I'd do a quick little video introduction. The numbers on the spines or fronts of the books, in some cases, are call numbers, and they're very helpful in keeping the library materials organized in a logical way, keeping similar materials on similar topics right next to each other. Now, in libraries in the United States, there are two general schemes for cataloging materials. First, there is the Dewey Decimal System, which classifies books and other materials by 10 numbered categories. This is the system we find most frequently in public libraries and school libraries. So if you're just starting college, this is probably the system you're most familiar with. The second type is called Library of Congress classification. Librarians will sometimes say LCC or just LC, or sometimes Library of Congress to refer to this system. In this system, materials are put into general categories designated by letters, and this is the most commonly used system in college research libraries as well as the Library of Congress. Here's a breakdown of the broadest, most general categories in the LCC system. Let's say you're a psych major. What you'll be looking for is materials in the B section. If you're a mechanical engineer, then you would be looking in the T section. If you're a business student, that's considered a social science, and so materials would be found in the H section. Okay, to see how this works, let's look at a specific example. Alright, here is a book from the Nobel Prize winning Polish writer Czesław Miłosz. This first call number here is a Dewey Decimal number. You'll see how this one is all numbers, right? Sometimes letters will be put in the call number, but by and large Dewey Decimal numbers are numbers, right? Below is the Library of Congress number. Notice how it starts with two letters, then mixes numbers and letters after that. It looks complicated, but once you know what you're looking at, it's pretty clear. Alright, so here's that book on the shelf, along with other books that are like it. The P tells us that it's about language and literature. The G is a subcategory, and it tells us that this is about Slavic language and literature. And the number 7158 tells us that this is specifically about modern Polish literature. Those letters and numbers that come after the period also have significance. The first set of letters and numbers is the author code. Miłosz's number in LCC is M553, so all the books that are by him will have that designation. You see here that we have 3 books with this author code, so we have 3 books by this author. The following set of numbers is a code for the specific book. The A23 refers specifically to this book by Miłosz, and the 2001 is the year of publication. Sometimes the same book has several editions. So let's say this book had a second edition that was published in 2007. That copy of the book would have the call number ending in 2007 instead of 2001. Finally, here's a simplified diagram of where books with the different call numbers are located on the upper level of the O'Grady Library. Now, nobody expects you to know all the ins and outs of this classification system, of course, but a basic understanding can be helpful, especially when you go looking for materials. If you would like any help tracking down materials, though, please don't hesitate to ask one of the librarians, staff members, or a student assistant. We'll be glad to help you find what you need.